Hey fellow travelers, Mark here with woltersworld, and today we're in Dublin, Ireland, outside of Christchurch Cathedral. And today what we have for you are the Irishisms that you'll notice when you come to Ireland. And when I talk about Irishisms, I'm talking about the little things that make Ireland, Ireland, and the people of Ireland Irish. It was just one of these things you notice about the culture here. And I think one of the important things for you to know about is just the gift of gab. I mean, the Irish love to talk and talk and talk some more. I mean, storytelling, joke telling, history telling. I mean, you're going to be hearing a lot of talking when you come here. And I think that's one of the reasons why people love coming to Ireland, because the locals love to talk, and they'll talk to the tourists, they'll talk to their friends, they'll talk to anybody. And I'll tell you, if you're an introvert, good luck here in Ireland, because the talking is incessant, but in a fantastic way. And that is one of the things you need to realize when you come here. You're going to get a chance to talk to the locals. Whereas in some countries, you go to Denmark, you go to Sweden, you're not talking to locals. Here, the locals will come talk to you. So whether you're a tourist or you're living here or you're just passing by, look, you'll have a chance to talk with the locals when you're here. And I think going along with all the talking and the gift of gab and the chattiness of the locals here, another thing you need to realize is just how much they do swear when they do here. But when they swear, they're not meaning as in cursing you and doing bad ways. It's more like the swear words are more flavor words. They're spicing up the conversation in terms of making it more emphatic in certain spots. Whereas opposed to some places when people use cuss words, they're more like, oh, it's a mean, mad kind of thing. No. It's just flavoring the sentences. Because for the most part, when they use curse words here, it's not for a bad thing. Well, mostly. Now, one Irishism I think it's important for all tourists to know when they come to Ireland is the fact that people will make fun of you and they will joke around with you. And it may sound mean, but it's not meant to be mean. This is more of the land of your older brother making fun of you and joking with you, but not meaning it to be mean, just to have fun. And that's one of the things you have to understand when you're here. The Irish sense of humor is hilarious, but a lot of it is like the self-deprecating humor for themselves, but also for others. So don't take it personally when that does happen. Now, coming off that self-deprecating humor and the teasing kind of thing, another kind of Irishism I think is important to realize is that compliments, they don't really take compliments well. Like if you complimented an Irishman on something, they'll have some excuse. Oh, you look nice today. It was on sale at the store. Or, hey, your hair's looking good today. Yeah, I rolled out of bed. It just was like that. Like, it's almost like they don't want to get compliments because they don't want to admit they did like well on something sometimes. It's almost like talking to a teenager saying, you look good today. No, I don't. Whatever. But it is one of those things you'll notice. The compliments, you can compliment them, but don't expect them to say, oh, thank you, I really appreciate it. Just tell them like, oh no, there's no reason for you to compliment me. Which is funny when you start to see them when they're around the town, because you know another Irishism is all the sorries and thank yous you're gonna hear when you're here, because people actually are really polite. Even with all those cuss words and stuff, they're still super polite and friendly, and they say thank you and sorry. Even if you're getting off the bus, always say thank you to the bus driver. I mean, that's just a thing you do here. It's one of those things that sometimes tourists, we get so busy enjoying the sights and oohing and eyeing at the cliffs and the mountains and the people and the fun, we forget about some of those things. So remember your manners when you're here, because the Irish, even if they're, seem like they're crazy and they're hilarious and all this stuff, they still remember the manners. So you do as well when you are here. Now, another Irishism I think is important to know, and I like to know these things when I go to different places around the world, is basically like, if I go to eat, do I eat everything or do I need to leave something behind or whatever? Well, here in Ireland, they are definitely part of the Clean Plate Club, okay? So they'll eat everything here, and it could be a remnant, some people say, oh, it's because of the famine, or it could be because there were tougher economic times. There's a lot of different reasons why it could be, but that's one of those things. If you do go out with somebody, you do want to finish your plate. That's not something you're going to do is leaving things, on the plate, which is funny because they'll give you a nice big meal when you go places, that big bowl of Irish stew, or you want to have, your pies, or you just want to have your fish and chips kind of stuff. They'll feed you very well, but believe me, you're expected to eat all that, because otherwise, it's kind of rude. Now, another Irishism which might inspire you to come here at different times of the year, not just in the summer, is Halloween. Look, the Irish love to celebrate Halloween. This is probably the US and Ireland are the two countries, if you're gonna go traveling to Halloween, are the two countries you should go to, because people, yes, they dress up, but they have parties here, and there's decorations all over the place, and you see it, whether you're in a small pub in a village or you're here in Dublin. Halloween is a celebration here, but it's a celebration of fun for all ages. So, don't be afraid to come in the fall to Ireland, because you know what? it's pretty fun then too. But one of the more fun things you can have when you're here, and this is an Irishism that a lot of tourists don't quite understand. They go, why are those people beating the crud out of each other on TV? Gaelic sports. Look, Gaelic sports are pretty much insert any sport you could think of and then add UFC craziness. Yes, or maybe WWE, I don't know, but you add it in there and it's just hilarious. It's just a really cool thing. And so you see probably the two biggest ones you're going to see, Gaelic football, which is basically like a cross between soccer, rugby, and UFC. You have that. And then there's hurling, which is the one where that's where you really notice it's a whole different sport, because it's like field hockey plus UFC. And the thing is, the passion people get for Gaelic sports here. I mean, there's a museum here in Dublin you can go to, which I highly recommend, which will teach you about those sports to help you understand why they have those sports, why they were promoted versus other sports these days. And it's one of those like really awesome experiences to go to a game. Like if you can go to a game, it is an experience unto yourself. I know we were here for the final, it was a few years ago, and the whole city was basically shut down. Like people were trying to order drinks. I'm like, lady, don't bother, man. It's a final. There's only 5 minutes left. Ain't nobody helping you because everybody is so focused on it. Think like Super Bowl on steroids for importance for the people, right? So, yeah, you definitely want to think about that. But honestly, the Gaelic sports and just the whole experience of going and watching. And sometimes what you'll do is you might be visiting a village and you'll see a pitch, outside of town. You're like, huh, that's an interesting goal thing. It's probably Gaelic football. And you'll see the kids practicing playing. And sometimes you say, you know what, I'll just take in a local game. You can go anytime to see those games or those practices when you're around town. So if you do get a chance, yeah, that Irishism of Gaelic sports is just, it's amazing. Now, another Irishism I need to talk about is, of course, here in the Temple Bar District, which is totally not where normal Irish people would go, especially here in Dublin, but whatever. I think it's really important to mention that the sense of timing in Ireland, now they have great comedic timing, but in terms of being on time, it's almost like they're teasing you again, like when they make fun of you and stuff, because they're like, being on time, we're not talking like Spain or Portugal, it's like, oh, you're a half hour late. No, it's just like 5 or 10 minutes late. Oh, we're gonna meet up at 9. Yeah, I mean 9:10, 9:05. Nothing really big, but it's just one of those little things you notice after you've been here for a while. Just that little bit late here in Ireland. And then there's the Irishism of the potato crisp or the tato crisp sandwich. Bread, fantastic Irish butter, and then potato chips. Yes, potato crisps, right? You get your potatoes, you put them on there. Your cheese and onion ones. I actually had mine with prawn, and people were like, why would you do that? It's supposed to be this other way. But yeah, they do have this thing that they will have a sandwich that's just potato chips, which is funny because my son Liam, he totally caught that when he was here a couple of years ago, and he actually does that at home now. So yeah, so what are some other Irishisms you've seen on your trips to Ireland? Let us know in the comments below so we can understand the culture a little bit better and have a little bit more fun when we're here in Ireland.